training camp. How does it feel, after, 10 days or so practicing with a new team? How does it feel?
I feel like our chemistry is getting there, man. Not just on the defensive side, but you see the offensive guys. They're gelling in a way that you usually don't see this quick in training camp, and it's pretty fantastic to see.
Yeah, what are you hoping to bring, to that Alouettes defense? A defense that struggled a bit last year, the established player in this league. You're a star player. What do you hope to bring?
Just a standard of physicality and excellence on the field. We always try to strive for excellence on our side of the ball. So just taking it up to another level and just allowing the guys to see somebody who has been there, somebody who has done it, somebody who's been to the big show, how they do it and how it's properly done.
And what can you tell us about this Alouettes defense? Obviously, you know Noel Thor. You played under him in Ottawa. So how comfortable are you in this defense? How much progress have you seen since the beginning of camp?
Honestly, with the D linemen that I have, I'm not really getting touched too much by the offensive linemen. So that's a heck of a bonus. And then the DBs that we have, man, they're quick, they're fast, they're intelligent. Our young guys you can tell they're gonna be a big part of it, man. And they're just everybody they follow the process, and they just. Honestly, they're grinders, man, and it's hard to really see that in the second week of camp, but you see it now.
Thank you.
So I know you can't tackle as much as you'd probably like in practice, but how sharp can you stay in these drills, like to get you ready for the preseason games where it's live bullets?
You gotta dial it back kinda in practice, but when you get to the preseason, man, it's just. You can let it go for a little bit. You can't go too crazy just because you can't run everything that you have in your playbook because you got to prepare for the season. But honestly, when we get there, man, it's not going to be about our plays. It's going to be about our physicality.
I'm just curious, some of the other linebackers like No Tree and some of the other young guys that are behind you. I mean, what have you noticed from some of them?
The ability to lead. It comes to them quick. Usually when guys come to their pro level, they kind of shy away from everything. But these guys are trying to attack it head on.
Thank you, buddy.
No worries. I appreciate you.
Hey.
Tell us how's camp been so far. I was talking to Danny Machocha. You were telling me that you started off well, you got banged up a little bit, now you're back. So what is your assessment of the training camp so far?
I think training camp's been going well. When I'm out there, I've been contributing and making some plays. Coaches have gotten me in some good positions. So I think I just continue the way I'm going and stay healthy and carry it into the season.
Yeah, it's being healthy, the number one thing on your list for this upcoming season, because we can see clearly how talented you are. I mean, you were the first overall pick last year, but unfortunately, you got injured last season. Is this your number one goal? If not, what are some of your goals for this season?
I think my biggest goal is come in and start. I want to be able to earn that position and carry it throughout the season. Stay healthy, obviously, is a big one. In the off season, pretty much all I did was rehab plyometrics, trying to make sure that my body can withstand all the contact and the contact with the ground, with other people. So that was my main focus. Yeah.
How frustrating was it last year, just to be in and out and in and out? Just how do you keep your head on straight when you couldn't string together as many weeks as you wanted?
I think keeping my head in is pretty easy. I'm getting paid to play a child's game, so just go out there, have fun, be with the guys. It's a great group in the locker room, so it's pretty easy, but it was very disappointing. I've never had to deal with major injuries that have kept me out for a long time, so it was definitely a different experience, but I think I handled it well and got myself right to be in the best position I can for this year.
And when it comes to, you talk about your goals to start, like what do you think you bring to the defense when you're in there? I saw the diving interception yesterday, but outside of the athleticism, what do you think you bring?
Speed and physicality. I think those are my biggest things. When I'm out there, I like to run through people and I like to bring some energy. And if that's how I do it, get the sideline hype every time I'm out there, that's what I plan to do.
Thanks. All right. You.
So just take me through. I know you missed the scrimmage. You were banged up a couple of days, but how do you feel you've done so far from the start of camp to now? What's the adjustment to the Canadian game been like for you?
Just getting down the waggles, and, moving around a lot. They putting a lot of different guys in different positions by the play calling, so just being able to get the timing down with the offense, just know where I'm supposed to be and when I'm supposed to be there.
I know you know that you have to make every rep count, but there are openings here for starting wide receivers, and there are a lot of guys here. There's a lot of receivers in camp. So how do you make that point where you want to emphasize, like, hey, like I'm here and I can make plays? Like how do you emphasize that every rep needs to count for yourself?
Well, the biggest thing is just me understanding that, we all working together, you know what I'm saying, help each other out and, make plays. At the end of the day, the coaches make decisions on who they want to be the starters and everything. So the main thing is just knowing that we're all supposed to play our role, do what we're supposed to do, know the playbook, take care of everything off the field, and stay healthy, you know what I'm saying.
So can you just take me a little bit through your football journey? I mean, we don't have to go back to the very beginning, but just some of the ups and downs that you've got through and how you got to the Alouettes.
So out of high school, I went to Texas A&M. I tore my ACL my freshman year. I came back my sophomore year. I didn't really play very much. Going into my redshirt sophomore year, that's when I started to play. Jimbo Fisher came in, was our head coach. We had a really good year. I had a big year that year. Then I played my redshirt junior year, ended up coming out. I went undrafted to the Minnesota Vikings and was cut after camp, and then I went to the Colts. I got signed to the Colts, and then I played one preseason game and tore my shoulder, and then that's when I came up here after I was cleared.
I want to go back to the Texas A&M days, the game against LSU, the 7 OT. You had the game-tying touchdown catch, and then you guys ended up winning on the 2-point convert. What do you remember about that game? What do you remember about that play? And I'd imagine that's the wildest football game you've ever played in against Joe Burrow and LSU Tigers.
I would say mental toughness. That's what it took that game, just mental toughness. That's one thing I love about Coach Moss. Like, I feel like he preaches toughness, mental toughness, and then just bringing us in close as a team. So that game, I feel that's the reason we won. We had a really mentally tough team, and we were very close-knit. So when it came down to it, LSU got tired, and we were able to push through just with the love that we have for each other, you know what I'm saying, and mental toughness, and we was able to pull through.
Is that something you pride yourself on, is being strong, between the ears? Like the grind of training camp can be rough, Is that something you pride yourself on, and how do you work on that?
Just knowing that physically you're going to be hurting. Like, this is football, so things happen, you know what I'm saying? You can't control that. What you can't control is the way you go about it mentally. And so for me, that's what I focus on most. I always say that it's 100% mental, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I just kind of strive on when I'm playing.
Can you take me through, just talk me through your game, the type of receiver that you are, what you like to do, what are some of your favorite, the routes that you like to run? Just give me a little breakdown. Give me a self-scouting report on it.
I got you. I'm more of a guy, quick, can run fast. I like to run the whole route tree, switch it up, run double moves. I like to go deep. I have speed and things like that. And I'm a guy that like to make people miss once I get the ball, getting yak after the catch. These guys preach, our coaching staff really preaches protecting the football, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that we as a team have to make sure we stay on top of and just make plays, man. So just to sum that all up, I would say I'm just a playmaker.
I like that. And finally, just walk me through, you've been to camp a week and a half now, more or less. You got the big preseason game in Ottawa. You guys are going to travel to Ottawa and play that game. Like, how do you look at, do you have a set goal that you have? Like, do you have a catch goal or yard goal that you want to hit, or is it just some of the little subtler details of the game that you want to kind of show on tape? Like, what's your mindset going into Ottawa?
Well, first and foremost, I want to win. I want the team to get a win, whether it's preseason or not. It's important to win. It's fun to win. Nobody likes to lose. For me personally, just make sure that I'm like 100% on my assignments. I feel like if I do that, everything else will take care of itself, I'll have the ability, these guys know that the coaching staff, everyone here that they brought in have the ability, you know what I'm saying? It's just me making sure that I do the right things on the field within the playbook and everything like that.
Are some of the new receivers, are you guys kind of like helping yourselves together through like the intricacies of the field and the rules and the extra guy on the field? Is that one of the benefits of having so many new receivers in camp like yourself?
I would say the best thing about this group is like we all want to help each other out. Like, there's not one guy in our group that I feel, or probably anyone else feel, is selfish. I feel like everyone here is happy for each other. We celebrate when each other make plays. Even though we know guys get cut, we celebrate. it's all love. Off the field, we hang out with each other. We were watching the basketball games, you know, study with each other. So, I mean, I feel it's an amazing group, man. I was just telling the guys that in the huddle, like, we just an amazing group, honestly.
You're not a Laker fan, right?
I'm a LeBron fan. Let's say that. Let's say that. Yes, sir.